What makes an actress not just beautiful, but unforgettable? Is it the curve of a smile that lingers in the memory long after the credits roll, or the way a single glance on screen can silence a room? In Hollywood, beauty has always been more than skin deep. It's about a presence, an energy, an aura that cannot be explained, only felt. It's the ability to captivate millions across the globe, to embody fantasy and reality all at once, and to leave an imprint that defies time itself. From the golden age of cinema, the world has witnessed women who became more than actresses, they became legends. Marilyn Monroe, with her effortless sensuality, transformed into an eternal symbol of desire. Elizabeth Taylor, with her striking violet eyes, defined elegance and drama. Audrey Hepburn, with her grace and poise, became the picture of timeless charm. These women were not just admired for their beauty. They represented a standard, a dream, and a powerful reminder that true allure is a blend of talent, charisma, and the courage to stand apart. As the decades changed, so too did Hollywood's idea of beauty. The 1970s and 80s brought boldness and attitude, women who carried themselves with independence and strength. The 90s gave us fresh faces who balanced the girl-next-door appeal with a daring sensuality that pushed boundaries. And today, in a world driven by global media, beauty has taken on a universal dimension. Actresses are no longer confined to the silver screen. Their influence spreads across fashion, music, activism, and social platforms, creating icons who are both stars and symbols of empowerment. Modern Hollywood has continued this tradition, giving us figures like Scarlett Johansson, whose husky voice and magnetic screen presence made her the ultimate bombshell of the 21st century. Margot Robbie, with her dazzling versatility, went from a small town in Australia to becoming the heartbeat of Hollywood glamour. Gal Gadot redefined power and grace as Wonder Woman, showing the world that strength and sex appeal can coexist effortlessly. And then there are rising stars like Ana de Armas and Sweeney, who represent the new wave of allure, youthful, bold, and unforgettable. Yet beauty is never just physical. It's in the confidence Jennifer Lopez carries into her 50s, defying age and expectation. It's in Charlize Theron's fearless transformations, proving that an actress can be both glamorous and gritty. It's in Sofía Vergara's vibrant humor, a reminder that sexiness often lies in joy and authenticity. And it's in Zendaya, whose elegance and youth combine to inspire a generation redefining what Hollywood glamour looks like. So tonight, we're not just celebrating faces. We're celebrating presence, impact, and the rare magic that makes someone unforgettable. Join us as we count down the top 10 most beautiful and sexy Hollywood actresses of all time. Scarlett Johansson's journey to becoming one of the most beautiful and sexy actresses of all time began long before the world recognized her as Hollywood's ultimate bombshell. Born in New York City in 1984 to an architect father and a mother who worked as a producer, Scarlett grew up with a passion for the arts. Unlike many children who stumble into acting, Scarlett pursued it with determination from the very start. She attended the Lee Strasberg Theatre Institute, where she trained as a child, and quickly found herself auditioning for roles that demanded maturity beyond her years. At only 9, she made her film debut in North, 1994, but it wasn't until Manny and Low, 1996, that critics began to notice her natural talent. By the time she appeared in The Horse Whisperer, 1998, and Ghost World, 2001, Hollywood had already started whispering that this young actress was destined for something greater. Her true breakout came in 2003 with Lost in Translation, where she starred opposite Bill Murray. At just 18 years old, Scarlett carried the weight of a role that demanded subtlety, vulnerability, and an air of mystery. Draped in pastel hair and whispered melancholy, her portrayal of Charlotte captured the hearts of audiences and critics alike, earning her a BAFTA award. It was here that Scarlett's unique aura began to crystallize. An old Hollywood charm wrapped in a modern woman's body, a rare blend of innocence and sensuality that set her apart from her peers. What makes Scarlett unforgettable is not just her talent, but the combination of her distinctive features. Her husky, almost smoky voice has become her signature, carrying both allure and authority. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Scarlett's figure has always been celebrated for its curves, evoking comparisons to the glamorous sirens of the 1950s. With her blonde locks and timeless aura, she seems like a reincarnation of Marilyn Monroe, yet with a sharper, more contemporary edge. She embodies both vulnerability and strength, qualities that make her irresistible on screen and beyond. As her career evolved, Scarlett became a master of versatility. She could star in daring indie films like Under the Skin, where she played an alien seductress with chilling subtlety, and in the same breath transform into a global action icon as Natasha Romanoff, better known as Black Widow, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Across nearly a decade, she became one of the franchise's defining faces, captivating audiences with a mix of beauty, strength, and lethal charm. Her work in Lucy showcased her as a sci-fi action powerhouse, while Marriage Story reminded the world of her dramatic range, earning her an Academy Award nomination. Few actresses have been able to move so seamlessly between blockbuster spectacle and intimate storytelling, and Scarlett does it with ease. Her sex appeal has never gone unnoticed. Scarlett Johansson has been crowned sexiest woman alive multiple times by international magazines, and her image continues to dominate fashion spreads, brand endorsements, and red carpets. But it isn't just about how she looks, it's about the confidence she radiates. Whether she's draped in haute couture or a simple black dress, she exudes an effortless magnetism that feels both attainable and untouchable. It's that rare paradox that cements her status as one of the most desired women in the world. Scarlett's cultural impact goes far beyond her roles. She is one of the highest-grossing actresses in film history, with her movies collectively earning over $15 billion at the global box office. Her influence stretches into music. She's released albums and collaborated with artists, and into fashion, where she has become a red carpet staple. Every appearance, every performance, seems to reinforce the same truth. Scarlett Johansson isn't just a Hollywood star, she's a phenomenon. Her story is proof that beauty is not one-dimensional. Scarlett is beautiful not only because of her face or her figure, but because she represents a complete package: talent, charisma, elegance, and that elusive aura that makes someone unforgettable. From the quiet intensity of Lost in Translation to the larger-than-life power of Black Widow, Scarlett has shown the world that true sexiness lies in range, in presence, and in the ability to draw all eyes without even trying. She is more than an actress. She is the embodiment of Hollywood's timeless ideal of beauty, adapted for the modern age. Margot Robbie's rise to becoming one of Hollywood's most beautiful and sexy actresses is the definition of a dream made real. Born in Dalby, Queensland, Australia, in 1990, she grew up far from the glitz of Los Angeles, raised by a single mother alongside her 3 siblings. Her childhood was modest, spent on the Gold Coast, where she worked odd jobs, including one as a sandwich artist at Subway, while studying drama. Even in her early years, Margot carried with her an undeniable energy, a spark that hinted she was destined for something larger than life. That spark eventually pushed her into acting, starting with local Australian TV shows, most notably Neighbours. For many, that would have been the peak, but Margot's ambition was always aimed at something bigger. She wanted the world stage. When she landed the role of Naomi LaPaglia in Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, her life changed overnight. Playing opposite Leonardo DiCaprio, she stunned audiences with a performance that was bold, sensual, and magnetic. The scene where she confronts DiCaprio's Jordan Belfort in a nursery, mixing innocence with commanding sexuality, instantly branded her as Hollywood's newest bombshell. Critics raved not only about her beauty but her confidence. She held her ground in a film packed with strong personalities. That one role turned her into a household name, and it set the tone for the career that followed. Daring, unpredictable, and endlessly captivating. What makes Margot Robbie so alluring is not just her physical appearance, though that is undeniable. With her blonde hair, striking blue eyes, and radiant smile, she often embodies the classic Hollywood bombshell. But unlike many who could be trapped by such an image, Margot constantly reinvents herself. In I, Tonya, 2017, she transformed into disgraced figure skater Tonya Harding, delivering a performance so raw and unglamorous it earned her an Academy Award nomination. Instead of being defined by beauty, she proved she could dive into darkness, vulnerability, and grit. Then came Barbie, 2023, where she took one of the most iconic symbols of femininity and turned it into a cultural event. She wasn't just playing Barbie, she was redefining what Barbie meant in a modern world. Her style evolution mirrors this versatility. On red carpets, She can shift from sleek sophistication to playful chic with ease. In one moment, she's a vision of classic elegance in Dior. In the next, she embodies youthful rebellion in something daring and bold. This ability to adapt, to constantly keep audiences guessing, is part of why she's considered one of the sexiest actresses working today. Sexiness, after all, isn't only about appearance, it's about confidence, and Margot radiates it in every frame, every photo, and every interview. Her charm also lies in her personality. Off-screen, Margot is often described as down-to-earth, funny, and approachable, qualities that make her even more magnetic. She's someone who can light up a room with playful energy yet command it with authority when needed. That balance between relatability and untouchable star power makes her irresistible to audiences worldwide. Beyond acting, Margot Robbie has proven that her beauty is matched by intelligence and vision. In 2014, she co-founded Lucky Chap Entertainment with her husband Tom Ackerley and close friends. The company has produced some of the most talked-about female-led films in recent years, including I, Tonya, Promising Young Woman, and Barbie. This move cemented her not just as a face of Hollywood, but as a power player shaping its future. Margot isn't content to be on camera, she wants to be behind it, creating opportunities and telling stories that matter. In an industry often dominated by men, that influence makes her even more iconic. Margot Robbie's allure is, at its heart, about reinvention. She can be the glamorous bombshell, the gritty anti-hero, the playful starlet, or the serious producer. She embodies femininity in all its forms, soft yet strong, beautiful yet ambitious, sexy yet intelligent. Her career is still rising, but already she has carved out a place among Hollywood's most unforgettable women. Margot isn't just one of the sexiest actresses of her generation. She's proof that true allure comes from the ability to surprise, to captivate, and to command both the screen and the world behind it. Gal Gadot's journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most admired and beautiful actresses is unlike any other. Born in Petah Tikva, Israel, in 1985 and raised in Rosh Hashanah, she grew up surrounded by culture, family values, and a strong sense of discipline that would later define her career. Long before Hollywood knew her as Wonder Woman, Gal was already turning heads in her homeland. At just 18 years old, she won the crown of Miss Israel in 2004, a title that opened doors to modeling opportunities across the globe. With her statuesque figure, dark hair, and radiant smile, she was quickly noticed for her Mediterranean beauty. Yet what made her stand out was not only her looks, but the quiet strength and confidence that seemed to radiate from within. But Gal Gadot's story wasn't just about glamour. After her pageant success, she served 2 years in the Israel Defense Forces, working as a combat instructor. That military training not only added discipline and resilience to her character, but also gave her a natural physicality that later translated seamlessly into action roles. She wasn't just another model-turned-actress. She was someone who had lived through real experiences of strength, endurance, and leadership. That authenticity would become one of her greatest assets. Her first step into Hollywood came when she was cast as Giselle Yasha in Fast and Furious, 2009. She brought something fresh to the franchise, a mix of sex appeal and toughness that quickly made her a fan favorite. With every installment, her presence grew stronger, and audiences could sense she was destined for even bigger roles. That destiny was fulfilled in 2016, when she appeared as Diana Prince, better known as Wonder Woman, in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Even in a film packed with stars, Gal shone with a regal grace and undeniable presence. A year later, when she headlined Wonder Woman, 2017, she became a global icon. Her portrayal of Wonder Woman was more than just another superhero. She embodied elegance, compassion, and power all at once. With her tall, athletic build and striking features, she looked every bit the part of an Amazonian warrior. But what made her unforgettable was the way she infused the role with heart. She wasn't just fighting villains, she was inspiring audiences, especially women and girls, to believe in their own strength. It was a role that redefined her career and placed her firmly among Hollywood's elite. Gal Gadot's beauty is often described as timeless and statuesque. With her long legs, radiant skin, and Mediterranean allure, she carries an exotic elegance that feels both powerful and graceful. Unlike many traditional Hollywood beauties, Her appeal lies in a balance between softness and strength. She can be glamorous on a red carpet in a couture gown, yet equally magnetic in a simple, natural look that highlights her authenticity. That balance makes her not just sexy, but deeply admired. What sets Gal apart from many others on this list is her ability to inspire. She's admired not only for her physical beauty but also for her class and dignity. Off-screen, she is a devoted wife and mother of 3, often sharing glimpses of her family life with warmth and humility. She uses her platform to support causes close to her heart, including women's empowerment and humanitarian issues, proving that she values substance as much as style. Today, Gal Gadot stands as a global role model. She is the rare actress who blends elegance, sex appeal, and strength with genuine humanity. To millions around the world, she isn't just a movie star, she's a symbol of what modern beauty truly is. Powerful, inspiring, and classy. Ana de Armas's rise in Hollywood is nothing short of captivating. A story that blends exotic roots, undeniable talent, and a natural sensuality that has made her one of the fastest-rising sex symbols of her generation. Born in Havana, Cuba, in 1988, she grew up in a modest household during a time of economic hardship on the island. Even in those early years, though, Ana's luminous beauty and vibrant spirit set her apart. At just 14, she enrolled in Cuba's National Theatre School, honing her craft in an environment where resources were scarce but creativity was abundant. It was here that she developed the foundation for her acting, a mixture of discipline and raw instinct that would later become her signature on-screen presence. Her career began in Spanish-language films and television after she moved to Madrid at 18. Within weeks of arriving, she landed a role in the teen drama El Internado, which ran for 6 seasons and made her a recognizable face in Spain. With her expressive eyes, flawless skin, and natural charisma, Ana quickly gained a following. But she always dreamed bigger, and the pull of Hollywood was impossible to ignore. Packing her bags once again, she set out for Los Angeles, determined to break into the world's most competitive film industry, even though she barely spoke English at the time. Her breakthrough moment came in 2019 with Knives Out. Playing Marta Cabrera, the kind-hearted nurse at the center of the mystery, Ana stole the show from an ensemble cast that included heavyweights like Daniel Craig and Chris Evans. Audiences were drawn not just to her beauty but to her warmth, her ability to project innocence and strength at the same time. Critics praised her as the film's emotional anchor, and overnight, she became one of Hollywood's most talked-about new stars. People weren't just watching the movie, they were falling in love with Ana de Armas. That momentum carried her into major roles that cemented her as an international star. In No Time to Die, 2021, she reunited with Daniel Craig, this time as a CIA agent who stole the spotlight in just a few brief scenes. Dressed in a slinky black gown, moving with grace and playfulness, she exuded a mix of charm and deadly confidence that left audiences wishing she had more screen time. Then came Blonde, 2022, where she tackled the daunting challenge of portraying Marilyn Monroe. Though the film sparked debate, Ana's performance was haunting, vulnerable, and brave, earning her an Academy Award nomination. With this role, she proved that she wasn't just a rising beauty. She was a serious actress capable of taking on Hollywood's most iconic figures. What makes Ana de Armas so enchanting is her unique blend of innocence and allure. She has the soft, natural sensuality of her Latina roots, combined with a vulnerability that feels refreshing in an industry often obsessed with perfection. She doesn't need heavy makeup or over-the-top styling. Her beauty lies in her authenticity. Whether playing a glamorous blonde or a simple nurse, she radiates a magnetism that audiences can't look away from. The media has quickly labeled her one of Hollywood's new sex symbols, and with good reason. She embodies the modern ideal of beauty. Not just physically stunning but emotionally engaging, mysterious yet approachable. Her relationships and personal life often make headlines, but beneath the tabloid attention is a woman focused on her craft and determined to leave her mark. Today, Ana de Armas stands at the edge of superstardom. She has already captured the hearts of audiences worldwide, and her star power continues to rise with every project. She is not just admired for her beauty, she represents the intoxicating combination of talent, vulnerability, and sensuality. In many ways, Ana de Armas is the perfect symbol of Hollywood's new generation. Irresistible, authentic, and unforgettable. Zendaya's story is one of transformation, of a young girl who began her career in the Disney spotlight and evolved into one of Hollywood's most admired and influential actresses. Born in Oakland, California, in 1996, Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman grew up surrounded by art, theater, and performance. She was a natural in front of the camera from an early age, landing her first big break on the Disney Channel series Shake It Up at just 14. For many, Disney roles can be limiting, trapping young actors in an image that's hard to outgrow. But Zendaya was determined to break free of that mold and chart her own unique path. Her breakout as Rue Bennett in HBO's Euphoria proved she could do exactly that. As Rue, a struggling teenager battling addiction, she delivered a performance that was raw, fearless, and completely transformative. It was a far cry from her Disney days, and it earned her critical acclaim as well as 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, making her the youngest woman ever to win in the category of Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. The role didn't just showcase her acting range, it announced to the world that Zendaya had grown into one of the most compelling talents of her generation. Her beauty is as multifaceted as her career. Standing tall with a slim, graceful frame, Zendaya has the kind of presence that commands attention without effort. She is often hailed as one of the best-dressed women in Hollywood, with red carpet looks that make global headlines. Whether it's a bold, fashion-forward gown at the Met Gala or a sleek, minimalist ensemble at an award show, she consistently redefines what it means to be stylish in modern Hollywood. Her ability to merge fashion with personality has turned her into a muse for top designers and a fixture on the covers of major magazines. But Zendaya's sex appeal isn't just about glamorous outfits. It's about the confidence she exudes. She blends elegance with boldness, a balance of sophistication and daring that resonates with both younger and older audiences. She doesn't rely on traditional Hollywood stereotypes of sexiness. Instead, she redefines it in her own way. For Zendaya, sexy means powerful, confident, and unapologetically herself. This authenticity makes her magnetic, whether she's on screen, on the red carpet, or simply speaking out about issues she cares about. Her impact goes far beyond her looks. Zendaya has become a role model for younger audiences, showing that beauty and success don't come from fitting into a single box but from embracing individuality. She's spoken openly about representation in Hollywood, using her platform to advocate for diversity and inclusivity in an industry that often struggles with both. By doing so, she has inspired countless fans around the world who see themselves reflected in her success. In addition to Euphoria, she has taken on high-profile roles in blockbuster films like Marvel's Spider-Man series and Denis Villeneuve's Dune. These projects not only prove her versatility but also cement her as both a critical and commercial powerhouse. Zendaya isn't just acting, she's shaping the landscape of modern Hollywood, showing that young women can be both fashion icons and serious artists, both glamorous and grounded. Zendaya represents a new era of beauty and influence in Hollywood. She is sexy not in the traditional sense, but in the way she carries herself, with poise, intelligence, and a willingness to take risks. She is an actress, a fashion leader, a role model, and a voice for her generation. In every sense of the word, Zendaya is redefining what it means to be a modern star, powerful, elegant, and unforgettable. Sydney Sweeney has quickly become one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars, a name that audiences everywhere are watching with fascination. Born in Spokane, Washington, in 1997, she grew up far from the spotlight, but from an early age, she knew she wanted to perform. She convinced her parents to let her audition for roles by creating a detailed 5-year business plan for her acting career, a move that showed not only ambition but remarkable determination for a teenager. With the support of her family, she began working in small television roles, appearing in series like Grey's Anatomy and Pretty Little Liars. These early appearances gave her a taste of the industry, but it wasn't until her later work that she began to truly stand out. Her breakout moment arrived with HBO's Euphoria, where she played Cassie Howard, a character as complex as she was unforgettable. Cassie's vulnerability, struggles with self-worth, and explosive romantic entanglements made her a central figure in the show's drama. Sydney brought depth and intensity to the role, capturing the messy emotions of adolescence in a way that felt both raw and real. Almost overnight, she became a household name, especially among younger audiences who connected deeply with her character's pain and allure. She further proved her range in HBO's hit series The White Lotus. Playing Olivia Morsbacher, a sharp and cynical college student, Sydney showcased a completely different side of her talent. The contrast between Cass's fragility and Olivia's cutting wit highlighted her versatility, earning her widespread critical praise. These two roles established her not just as a rising actress, but as one of the defining new faces of television. Part of Sydney Sweeney's magnetism lies in her look, classic blonde bombshell meets girl-next-door charm. She has the wide-eyed innocence of a Hollywood ingenue paired with a sultry confidence that makes her stand out. Her beauty feels approachable yet undeniably striking, a combination that resonates strongly with fans. Whether dressed down in casual roles or commanding attention on red carpets in glamorous gowns, she embodies a style that is both relatable and aspirational. In the digital age, Sydney has become more than just an actress, she's an internet sensation. She is one of the most Googled actresses in the world today, with social media platforms buzzing about her roles, red carpet appearances, and personal projects. Her candid personality and openness online have helped her connect with fans on a massive scale, making her one of the most talked-about names in entertainment. She has become a pop culture figure in her own right, someone whose influence extends well beyond her screen time. What makes her sexy isn't just her physical appearance, but the confidence she brings to every role. She isn't afraid to take on bold, daring characters that challenge perceptions of femininity and sexuality. By embracing vulnerability and strength in equal measure, she has created a persona that feels both authentic and magnetic. Sydney represents a new generation of actresses who define sex appeal not by perfection, but by the courage to be fearless and complex on screen. Looking ahead, Sydney Sweeney's future is poised for stardom on a global scale. With a growing list of film projects, including major franchises and high-profile collaborations, she is on track to dominate Hollywood in the coming years. She has already launched her own production company, signaling that she intends to shape stories as well as star in them. For audiences and critics alike, the message is clear: Sydney Sweeney isn't just a rising star, she's here to stay. In just a few short years, she has transformed from small-town girl to global sensation. Her mix of girl-next-door relatability, bombshell beauty, and fearless ambition makes her one of the sexiest and most intriguing actresses working today. Sydney Sweeney isn't just the present, she's the future of Hollywood. Megan Fox's rise to fame was nothing short of explosive, cementing her as one of the ultimate sex symbols of the 2000s. Born in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, in 1986, she began acting and modeling as a teenager, but it was in 2007 that her life changed forever. Cast as Michaela Baines in Michael Bay's Transformers, Megan captivated the world with her striking looks, confidence, and screen presence. The film became a global blockbuster, and in the process, it turned her into the definitive it girl of the era. Her performance, especially in scenes that highlighted her fierce beauty and fiery attitude, made her a household name overnight. Almost instantly, she was labeled as the sexiest woman on the planet, and for years, she was at the very center of pop culture. Her beauty has always been distinctive. With piercing blue eyes, sharp cheekbones, full lips, and a sculpted figure, Megan Fox stood out even in an industry filled with glamorous stars. Her look was not the soft, girl-next-door charm. Hers was an edgy, almost untouchable allure. Paired with her rebellious attitude and candid personality, she redefined what it meant to be a Hollywood bombshell. She wasn't afraid to push boundaries, both in fashion and in her on-screen roles, and that risk-taking made her an icon for an entire generation. While Transformers and its sequel catapulted her to international stardom, Megan's career soon faced turbulence. Her outspoken nature and public conflicts with directors led to a series of setbacks, and she stepped back from major franchises for a time. Yet even during these quieter years, she never lost her bombshell image. Appearances in films like Jennifer's Body, 2009, showed another side of her appeal, a mix of horror, dark comedy, and sex appeal that would later be celebrated as ahead of its time. Though critics were initially divided, the film developed a cult following and reinforced Megan's status as an actress unafraid to lean into her edginess. What makes Megan Fox's allure so timeless is her ability to embody both rebellion and glamour. Unlike many stars whose appeal fades with trends, Megan's look and persona have remained relevant. She continues to be a fashion icon, often making headlines with daring red carpet styles that showcase her signature mix of sophistication and boldness. In recent years, her public relationship with musician Machine Gun Kelly has only amplified her rebellious aura, reminding fans that she still embodies the archetype of the ultimate hottie who plays by her own rules. Her sexiness today is not only about appearance but about endurance. More than 15 years after her breakout, Meghan still commands attention. She represents a kind of ageless beauty that defies time. Her sharp features, intense eyes, and unapologetic style continue to inspire admiration. For younger audiences discovering her for the first time, she's a symbol of bold confidence. For those who grew up with her Transformers era, she remains the unforgettable face of 2000s pop culture. Beyond her looks, Megan Fox has also become a cultural reference point. From music videos to fashion spreads, her image is still used as shorthand for the pinnacle of sex appeal. Even memes and internet culture often refer back to her as the standard of hotness. That kind of longevity is rare in Hollywood, and it proves that her impact goes far beyond the role she's played. Megan Fox may have faced ups and downs in her career, but her aura as a sex symbol has never dimmed. She is timeless, edgy, and endlessly fascinating. A reminder that true allure isn't just about a moment in time, but about a presence that endures. To this day, she remains a global pop culture icon, the very definition of the ultimate hottie. Jennifer Lopez's story is the embodiment of ambition, talent, and timeless sex appeal. Born in the Bronx, New York, in 1969 to Puerto Rican parents, she began her career not as a singer or actress but as a dancer. In the early 1990s, she performed as a fly girl on the comedy sketch show In Living Color, showcasing her athleticism and charisma. Even in those early days, J.Lo stood out, the kind of performer who radiated star power before the world even knew her name. That presence would soon launch her into acting, and with her breakthrough role in Selena, 1997, she transformed from dancer to leading lady. Playing the beloved Tejano singer who was tragically killed, Lopez captured Selena's spirit with warmth and authenticity. The performance earned her critical acclaim and established her as a serious actress capable of carrying a film. But Jennifer Lopez was never one to limit herself to one lane. In the late 90s and early 2000s, she transitioned seamlessly into music, releasing her debut album On the 6 in 1999. With hits like If You Had My Love and later global anthems such as Jenny from the Block, she proved she wasn't just an actress who could sing, she was a full-fledged pop star. At a time when few artists balanced music and film at such a high level, Lopez redefined what it meant to be a multi-hyphenate entertainer. From romantic comedies like The Wedding Planner to her chart-topping albums, she was everywhere, dominating both Hollywood and the music charts. Part of her allure lies in her undeniable beauty. With glowing Latina features, radiant skin, and her now iconic curves, J.Lo has long been celebrated as one of the most beautiful women in the world. Her style evolved with each decade, from glamorous gowns on red carpets to her unforgettable green Versace dress at the 2000 Grammys. A moment so impactful it literally inspired the creation of Google Images. Jennifer Lopez wasn't just admired, she was setting the trends that shaped pop culture. What makes her sex appeal even more remarkable is her agelessness. Now in her 50s, J.Lo continues to embody vitality, strength, and glamour. She has become the ultimate standard-bearer of beauty that transcends age, proving that sexiness isn't confined to youth. With her dedication to fitness, self-care, and confidence, she has inspired countless fans who see her as proof that beauty can thrive at any stage of life. In fact, her role in Hustlers, 2019, was a testament to that. Playing Ramona, a seasoned stripper who masterminds a daring scheme, Lopez delivered one of her most electric performances. The pole dancing sequences showcased her physical strength and sensuality, while the character's wit and command reminded audiences why J.Lo is more than just a star, she's a force. Her influence goes far beyond Hollywood. Jennifer Lopez is a global superstar whose impact spans music, film, fashion, and business. She has launched fragrances, clothing lines, and even headlined the Super Bowl halftime show in 2020 alongside Shakira, delivering a performance that celebrated her heritage and star power in front of millions. She embodies the full package: actress, singer, dancer, producer, and entrepreneur. Each facet of her career adds to her image as one of the most complete entertainers of her generation. Jennifer Lopez's sexiness is not just in her appearance but in the way she commands every stage, every screen, every spotlight. She radiates confidence, independence, and glamour, qualities that make her endlessly captivating. More than 2 decades into her career, she remains as relevant as ever, admired not just for her talent but for her ability to evolve with the times while staying true to herself. Today, J.Lo is more than a Hollywood actress or a pop star, she is a global icon. Her journey from dancer in the Bronx to international superstar is proof that beauty, talent, and ambition can take you anywhere. And in her case, it has made her one of the sexiest, most influential women the world has ever known. Charlize Theron's journey from a small-town girl in South Africa to one of Hollywood's most admired actresses is nothing short of extraordinary. Born in 1975 in Benoni, a farming community outside Johannesburg, Theron grew up far from the bright lights of Hollywood. Yet even as a child, she carried herself with the elegance and poise that would one day make her a global star. Initially, she pursued a career in ballet, training rigorously and dreaming of becoming a professional dancer. But fate had different plans. After moving to Europe to chase her dreams, a knee injury ended her ballet ambitions. Rather than breaking her spirit, the setback redirected her path toward a new stage, acting. Her beginnings in Hollywood weren't glamorous. Theron arrived in Los Angeles with little money, limited English, and no connections. Her break came almost by accident, famously discovered during a heated argument at a bank when a talent manager noticed her striking presence. Soon after, she began landing modeling and acting gigs, her statuesque figure and classic beauty instantly catching the eye of casting directors. But Charlize wasn't content with being another pretty face in Hollywood. She wanted to prove she was more than her looks, and with time, she did exactly that. Charlize Theron's beauty is undeniable. Tall, blonde, and graceful, she has the aura of a classic Hollywood starlet. With her sharp cheekbones, expressive eyes, and commanding screen presence, she fits effortlessly into the role of the glamorous leading lady. Yet what sets her apart is her versatility. Unlike many actresses who remain confined to one image, Theron has always been willing to shed vanity in pursuit of a role. She can embody the glamorous bombshell just as easily as she can vanish into a character that is raw, gritty, and unrecognizable. The defining moment of her career came with Monster, 2003, where she transformed into real-life serial killer Eileen Wuornos. Gaining weight, shaving her eyebrows, and undergoing an almost complete physical transformation, Theron abandoned her natural beauty to deliver a performance that was haunting, layered, and deeply human. The role earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress and solidified her reputation as one of the most fearless performers in Hollywood. But Theron has never been confined to dramatic roles. She has proven her range with action-packed blockbusters like Mad Max, Fury Road, 2015, where she played the fierce warrior Furiosa. Shaving her head and commanding the screen with steely resolve, she redefined what a female action star could be. She's also shown her comedic chops in films like Long Shot, 2019, demonstrating her ability to switch genres effortlessly. What makes Charlize Theron undeniably sexy is not just her appearance, but her combination of intelligence, power, and elegance. She possesses the rare quality of being both model-like in beauty and deeply human in performance. There's a confidence in the way she carries herself, whether on a red carpet in Dior Couture or portraying a character covered in dirt and grease in a post-apocalyptic desert. Her sex appeal is rooted in strength, intelligence, and independence. Beyond acting, Theron has carved out a powerful role as a producer and activist. Through her production company, Denver and Delilah Productions, she has championed projects that feature strong, complex women at the center. She's also deeply involved in humanitarian work, particularly through her Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project, which supports HIV prevention programs among African youth. Her off-screen efforts only add to her allure, proving that beauty is magnified when paired with purpose. Still active and relevant today, Charlize Theron remains one of the few actresses who can carry both billion-dollar franchises and prestige dramas. Her career is a testament to her resilience, talent, and vision. She is living proof that true sex appeal transcends surface-level beauty. It's about power, intelligence, and the ability to transform into anything. Charlize Theron's story is one of reinvention and strength. From her beginnings in South Africa to her reign as an Oscar-winning actress, producer, and activist, she embodies timeless Hollywood glamour while continually pushing boundaries. And that combination makes her not just beautiful, but unforgettable. Sofía Vergara's story is one of vibrant energy, determination, and the kind of charisma that lights up any screen she appears on. Born in Barranquilla, Colombia, in 1972, Vergara grew up in a large family where warmth, humor, and tradition defined everyday life. From a young age, her striking beauty and magnetic presence drew attention. With her sun-kissed skin, captivating smile, and undeniable confidence, it wasn't long before opportunities came calling. She began modeling and working in television in Latin America, quickly becoming a recognizable face. Her early career included hosting roles, commercials, and appearances that showcased not only her beauty but also her naturally bold personality. The leap to Hollywood was not without its challenges. Arriving in the United States, Vergara faced the hurdles of breaking into an industry that often typecast Latina actresses into narrow roles. But she was determined to prove she was more than just a pretty face with an accent. Her breakthrough came with Modern Family, where she played Gloria Delgado Pritchett, the fiery, hilarious, and fiercely loving Colombian wife and mother. The role wasn't just a hit, it became iconic. For over a decade, Vergara's portrayal of Gloria made audiences laugh, cry, and admire her charm. What set her apart in Modern Family was the unique combination she brought to the screen. Yes, her beauty was striking, her curves, radiant smile, and glamorous presence were unforgettable. But what truly captivated viewers was her comedic timing and self-awareness. Vergara had no fear of poking fun at herself, playing with stereotypes, and using her humor to connect with audiences on a deeper level. She showed the world that sexiness isn't just about looks, it's about confidence, charisma, and the ability to make people feel something. Her beauty carries a distinctly exotic allure. With her voluptuous figure, long flowing hair, and expressive eyes, she embodies the kind of Latin American sensuality that Hollywood had rarely celebrated so openly before her rise. But what makes her unique is the warmth she exudes. Sofía Vergara isn't the kind of actress who intimidates with her beauty. She invites audiences in, making them feel like they're in on the joke. That mixture of sex appeal and humor is rare, and it's what has made her one of the most beloved figures in Hollywood. Her impact has also been measured in numbers. For several years, Vergara ranked as the highest-paid television actress in the world, a testament not only to her popularity but also to her business savvy. She turned her fame into a global brand, with endorsements, product lines, and entrepreneurial ventures that extended her reach beyond acting. She is admired not just for her beauty and talent but for her confidence in building a lasting career in an industry that often sidelines women as they age. Why is Sofía Vergara still considered one of the sexiest women in Hollywood? The answer lies in her authenticity. She embraces who she is, accent and all, and refuses to fit into anyone else's mold. Her lively energy, bold personality, and effortless glamour have kept her relevant across generations. Fans love her because she radiates positivity and strength while maintaining her playful, fun-loving charm. Today, Vergara remains a global icon, a symbol of Latina beauty, resilience, and comedic brilliance. She broke barriers, redefined the way Hollywood views Latin American women, and did it all while making millions laugh along the way. Sexy, confident, and endlessly charismatic, Sofía Vergara is proof that true beauty shines brightest when paired with humor, heart, and authenticity. And there you have it. 10 women who prove that beauty in Hollywood has never been one-dimensional. From Scarlett Johansson's old Hollywood allure to Margot Robbie's playful reinventions, from Gal Gadot's powerful elegance to Ana de Armas' rising star charm, each actress brings something unique to the screen. They remind us that sex appeal isn't only about looks, it's about talent, charisma, and the kind of presence that lingers long after the credits roll. What makes these women unforgettable isn't just the way they look on a red carpet. It's the stories they tell through their performances. Scarlett's husky voice and fearless roles gave her a timeless mystique. Margot broke out with daring confidence and then built her own empire. Gal took her military discipline and turned it into one of the most inspiring superhero portrayals of all time. Ana won audiences over with her mix of innocence and allure, proving that Hollywood still has room for fresh faces to redefine the game. Then there's Zendaya, who grew from Disney darling to an Emmy-winning powerhouse, reshaping what modern beauty looks like for a new generation. Sydney Sweeney, the internet's obsession, balances boldness with vulnerability, making her one of the brightest young stars of today. Megan Fox, once dubbed the ultimate bombshell, showed that sexiness can also carry an edge of rebellion, cementing her as a cultural icon. Jennifer Lopez continues to defy age and expectations, proving that beauty has no expiration date. She embodies the idea that confidence, discipline, and passion can keep someone glowing for decades. Charlize Theron, elegant yet unafraid to shatter her image for a role, has redefined what it means to be both a classic beauty and a fearless performer. And Sofía Vergara, with her dazzling smile and playful humor, proved that sex appeal doesn't just come from appearances. It comes from being authentic, bold, and unashamedly yourself. Together, these 10 women represent not just Hollywood glamour, but also evolution. Beauty icons of the past, like Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, and Sophia Loren, set the stage, but today's stars have added new dimensions. They're not just admired for how they look, but also for their talent, their business acumen, their activism, and their influence on global culture. They are proof that the definition of beauty is ever-changing, always expanding, and more powerful than ever. So what makes an actress not just beautiful, but unforgettable? It's the way she makes you feel. The way she takes a role and makes it impossible to imagine anyone else in it. The way she steps onto a stage, a red carpet, or a silver screen, and all eyes immediately fall on her, not because of her dress or her figure alone, but because of her presence. True sexiness is a combination of confidence, individuality, and the courage to own one's story. As Hollywood continues to evolve, new stars will rise, and others will redefine what beauty means in their own time. But the women on this list will always remain benchmarks of glamour, passion, and unforgettable allure. They've captivated millions across the world, not just with their looks, but with their ability to move hearts, spark conversations, and inspire generations. At the end of the day, beauty fades, trends change, and fame comes and goes. But charisma, talent, and authenticity, those are eternal. That's why these women aren't just among the most beautiful and sexy actresses of all time, they're icons whose legacies will live on for decades to come. So, as the curtain falls on this countdown, we're left with a reminder. Beauty isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about the way someone can light up a room, a screen, or even the world with nothing more than who they are. And these 10 actresses have done exactly that, proving that Hollywood's most unforgettable women are more than just stars, they are legends.